Hi, my name is Kelly Lovejoy and I'm with the Rutgers University Teaching Assistant Project, here to bring you a quick teaching tip. Today we're going to talk about dealing with an overly demanding student in a classroom. So first off, what is the type of student that I'm speaking of? This is a student who either demands a lot of your attention or the attention of other people in the classroom. Why is it important to have techniques or ideas for how to deal with a student who dominates the classroom? Well, it's important to be able to acknowledge all of your students, whether you have a small or a large class. It's also important not to give too much attention to one student in particular, because you don't want anyone else feeling that you're playing favorites or leaving anyone out. So there are two different areas where you might have to deal with a demanding, dominating student, and the first one would be during a lecture. If you're giving a presentation to the class and you have a student who in some way physically indicates that they want your attention or tries to attract the attention of his or her classmates, it's a really good idea to acknowledge that student. It's a good idea to acknowledge the fact that the student needs attention. So definitely make eye contact. Or if you can, if you have a space to do it while you're talking, you can move a little bit closer to that student if possible. Just acknowledging the fact that they need attention might deflect a little bit of their need to potentially be disruptive in the class. It's also possible that you have a demanding or dominating student who is disruptive or requires attention during a discussion, either when students are working together or when you are trying to interact with the class as a whole. This student might be the type to raise their hand, always know an answer, maybe shout out, or always want to talk to you, the teacher, instead of incorporating the entire class. So what you can do in that case, if this student demands too much attention during a discussion interaction, is you can use them as a resource, basically. If you're posing, for example, a question to the entire class, who understands this concept, for example, and you know that it's a difficult concept, maybe you can go ahead and ask that student, the demanding student, if they understand the concept. Ask them to give you their take, and they can thereby set an example for the class and maybe make other people feel like it's not so bad to participate. You can also acknowledge that student and sort of let the whole class know that you're not leaving them behind. So again, if you're posing a question to the entire class, what did you think of this particular concept? I want to see how many people understood it. And so even though you have the demanding student perhaps raising their hand or moving around or indicating to you that they want your attention, they think they have the answer, you can let the entire class know that you've acknowledged that student, but you also want them to be involved. So dealing with a demanding or dominating student in the class is really important, because you don't ever want a single student to sort of run the class and take all of the attention from yourself as the instructor, but also from the peers. So make sure you have a handle on the interactions in your classroom, and good luck.